Welcome to today. And I've got to get my paperwork all ready and sorted and get all of this stuff going. Oh dear. Lovely jubbly. Well, I've got a double decker today, so I've got to be a bit careful of idiot drivers. And I'm somewhat really angry. Oh, that's a really weird way of saying that, I know, sorry. But last night on my second run, I left here, and when we leave this yard we have to turn right. We can only turn left if we're picking up something that way. Pretty much it's to do with your own licence restrictions and stuff like that. But whatever, we have to turn right, and it's on a bend. It's on a blind bend from the left, and we have to cross double white lines. It's unfortunate, but it is legal. Highway Code Rule 129. Crossing them in the event of premises, or if a vehicle's going, or if whatever the obstruction is going less than 10 miles an hour. But you have to make sure it's clear and so on and so forth. Well, the thing is, there's only so much we can do. From the right you can tell it's clear. From the left you've just got to guess. I mean, you see a car come around, you can't see anything else. They don't exactly trim the hedge back on that side of the road. It's clear, let's go. But of course we're coming up a hill, over the camber and turning right. And so you can lose traction and come on, and that kind of thing can occur. And last night I left, had the camera, forward facing camera recording, or at least I thought it was. I mean, it was all plugged in, it was flashing the light, so it was going through everything it should have been. And turns out I pulled out in front of a car who was going too fast and had trouble stopping. Well, he then decided when we got to the next roundabout and so on and so forth, he was going to come past me, brake check me, swear at me, come alongside me when we were on the dual carriageway section, have another go at me, swearing at me over his young daughter's lap, who was unrestrained in the front passenger seat, and then go in front, go into both the lanes and stop at the next roundabout, causing obstruction for everyone. Get out, come up and call me all the names under the sun and say he was going to report me to my gaffer and everything like that. I just looked at him and went, well, go on then. And I really hoped, or thought, that was recording. Well, it was, but the file was corrupt. You see, I've got a 64 gig card in there, but after about 32 gigs worth, it can record for about 10 hours. After about 5 hours, it appears that everything else that's recorded is compressed into a file that's unrecognisable. I've looked online, I tried to get it done last night, nothing. So I'm somewhat slightly angry, because that doesn't usually happen to me. People don't usually, pull into the road in front of me, get out and start having a go. Because I am quite a laid back, cautious driver. I'd rather avoid the accidents. Like I say, HGV driver's job is to avoid the accidents. Avoiding the accidents, the side effect of that is you get the load to its destination. So I very rarely ever get that. And I thought, ooh, this would be a nice little short I can upload. And nothing. It really angered me. Really aggravated me. I did actually do something to camera when I was ending my day. And the thing that concerned me on that one is that when I looked back at it, if you remember, I talked about one of my other movie cameras going wrong, where it had lines all the way down the screen. That did it. It was just the one file. I don't know whether it's doing it now. If it is doing it now, I will edit it in and you will see it. But that concerned me slightly, because this is the new camera. So, God knows. Oh, I filled that in wrong, didn't I? The collection point is not my name. I'm just having one of those. I'm just having one of those at the moment. But it's annoying, because Now that I can put the cameras back in, you know, windscreen, use them as obviously out the swept air and all that kind of stuff, as long as I can use them, I've got footage if something goes wrong. But now it turns out that it's not going to record everything after, well, half the day, after about 5 hours. So that's really, 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 really annoying. But anyway, what can I do? I mean, all I can do is just tell you the story. I mean, I've been honest, we have to turn right out of this yard. It is crossing double white lines and, you know, you can't really see to us. You've got to be cautious. I am being honest about that. But it was just his reaction. He followed us. And then when we got to the next roundabout and everything, he went down the near side of me, in front of me, and he tried to brake check me. And the thing is, I'm so used to people doing stuff like that, that when I see them go, I back off. I just take off of everything. They're expecting me not to realise that they're about to do it. Yeah, but I already know. You know, I've pulled out, I've turned. I always do a double check when I come out of there because of motorbikes. It's my biggest fear pulling out of this place, is a motorbiker is going to be, you know, getting his knee on the deck, going around the bend, and there I am. Yeah? So I always check. Once I've kind of closed the road and I'm turned, there's nothing I can do anymore, I check. And if I see a bike on the deck, I stop. Because yes, he's going to hit my vehicle. He's going to get hurt. But I don't want to continue rolling and roll over him. So I always do that check. And I saw the car stopped really close to me. But of course, by that point in time, I've already closed the road. There's nothing I can do. So I knew something was going to happen. And as he went, I backed off. So he's gone round, but he's gone round quickly, and I've off the accelerator completely. He's way out in front of me, and then he slams on his brakes and realises that I'm nowhere near him. He's put himself in that lane. I'm closing the door to come off, so now he's got to swerve back into that lane. So because I'm still closing the door, I can move back into that lane. He doesn't know where the hell he's going. He goes into the hard shoulder, you know, trying to pull me over. I then get past him. I really wish it had been recording because this is just so comical. I then get past him, which really annoys him. He comes alongside me, starts hurling abuse out that window, to which I shout back, "You're on camera." And then he goes in front of us slowly, and I need to indicate to be in that lane, so I'm indicating, and so he started to move left, but he see my indicator, so he stayed right, so I stayed left. So now he doesn't know what he's going to do. Because if he moves that way, I can move right, because I've been indicating the entire time. So now he's completely confused. So he pulls into both lanes, gets to the next roundabout and stops dead. I pull up behind him, he's out of the car, his son's come out of the car, but his son isn't there backing him up. His son's there saying, "Calm down, Dad." He's completely losing the plot, and that bastard camera, well, it's not the camera's fault, it's the memory card, wasn't recording in the correct format, in a corrupt file. It compressed it wrong. So as you can imagine, I'm somewhat annoyed because it was funny as hell. Because the way you deal with a brake checker is you realise they're going to be brake checking you and you act accordingly, and it completely screws them up. They can't brake check you, and it really aggravates them. But anyway, I'm going to get on with my day because I've done that, I've done my checks, I've done the paperwork, done this. Just fill the rest of this in. I'm going to get on with my day. And I'm a double decker, loaded on both decks. So hopefully I'm not going to meet any idiots. Because if I do, there's not much I can do. I'll put it this way. I will say this here and now. If I meet a moron who decides he's going to brake check me and I'm loaded both decks, I will do everything I can to stop, but I will not swerve. I'm a double decker running 16'2", loaded on both decks. I will not swerve. I'll do everything in my power to stop. You'll see it if anything were to happen. But I will not swerve. It's one thing I don't do when I'm loaded. Even if I'm in a single decker, I just don't do it. That's the first delivery done. Both decks fully empty now. See whether they want me to go collect something. This place has CAC signal. Tried to have a conversation with Jay on the old blower and it just kept cutting out. I was just like, oh come on, seriously? Just a couple of questions I want to ask in relation to vlogging and things he knows, because he's far more advanced than I am. And it just was not having any of it, so that was a pain in the rear end. But anyway, I'm going to phone up and find out what they want me to do. Oh joy. Back at base on my brake, lovely jubbly. You know, funny thing is, I'm always driving in Kent, and I've yet to kind of talk about the elephant in the room. And that is, you've got all this road legislation about driving hours, infringements, we'll fine you, we'll give you points, we'll do this, we'll do that. You know, you have to stop after X amount of time, and if you don't, then we're going to do this, and that's going to lead you to lose your job, and then you're going to default on your mortgage, and your roof's going to be taken away from over your children's heads, all because you were 5 minutes over on the driving time. And the stupid thing is, it's perfectly fine. You want me to stop when I get to my time to have a reasonable break. That's fine. But you also ban me from being able to stop anywhere. I mean, seriously. It's like, when I was coming back to base, you had all those foreign wagons parked up in the hard shoulder on the opposite side of the road. And everyone went, that's dangerous. But in a large number of countries in Europe, you stop when you need to stop. You know, it's normal. It's like we widen the roads and then we put the hard shoulder going behind one of the stanchions for a bridge. You know, obviously you put the hash in and everything. And it looks like a parking bay. It looks like somewhere to stop. Obviously, we know it's not. A foreign driver parks in there. Dung, can't stop there. It's like, well, you don't give us anywhere to park. You enforce all of these rules about driving hours. And then you wonder why, well, we can't stop anywhere. I remember I was stopped at, what bloody services was it? Oh, I had it before I started pressing record. Oh, you bollocks. Not Maidstone. Is it Maidstone? Maidstone services? I think it was, whatever. Anyway, there's nowhere to park. It's a small place. Absolutely nowhere to bloody park. So I just needed 45. It was pointless me trying to squeeze into the truck area. You're just not going to. And for 45 minutes, who cares? So I drove round to the petrol area, you know, the fuel island. And when you drive in, you turn right. Vast bloody place. You park up along the hedgerow. You're out of the way. You're not blocking an entrance. You're not blocking delivery. You're not doing anything. And loads of people do it. Okay, there's lines to stop you from parking, but loads of people do it. You're having 45. You're out of the way. And this trumped up twerp wearing one of the uniforms of the garage came wandering over and ding, 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 ding. And it's like, what?
You can't park here, mate.
Well, can't go anywhere. There's nowhere else.
You can't park here. You're not allowed to park here.
The amount of times I've been there to get myself some lunch and trucks are parked all round there, nobody seems to care except this little twerp.
It's like you can't stop. You're not allowed to stop there.
So I gave him the keys and I went, you bloody move it then. We had a bit of an argument, a bit of a standoff, and then I kindly informed him that you've interrupted my brakes and now I have to reset and take a full break again. So I'm going to be here twice as bloody long. We had a few words and he went scurrying off to report me. If you give us nowhere to park, what are we supposed to do? Seriously. It's like, yeah, I understand, don't park along the side of a motorway. Fair enough. I don't really want to myself. But it's like,
oh well, we built Cobham services.
What bloody good is that? It services both sides of the M25. You ever tried to park in Cobham services in a car, let alone one of these things? Doesn't matter what time of day you go past there, there's trucks parked all over the bleeding place.
Oh well, you're allowed to park in the coach parking.
Why did you segregate? Why did you make coach parking? If you needed all that space for HGVs, think about it. But it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. I mean, the amount of industrial areas that nobody's doing anything with. You can't build houses on it because obviously heavy industry was there, the ground's polluted, so on and so forth. You're not going to be reinvested in that area to build the factories again. So knock it all down, turn it into a car park for trucks. A truck park. Fix the bloody problem, haven't you? London's the worst bloody one. Go into London, do this delivery. 4.5 hours later, you're still stuck in bloody traffic, but everything's a red route. There's nowhere to park. And so, well, now what do I do? You know, I've had to do front door deliveries before now on red routes, and I've just looked at the guy and I've said it's taken me so long to get here. I'm going to have to take my break. He's like, oh yeah, whatever. The company usually takes the ticket, so don't worry about it. It's insane. It's like, what are you supposed to do? It's not like there's not loads of derelict industrial areas in London that aren't being renovated for any other purpose. Yeah? 1 + 1 is 2. But it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. But I don't get it. It's the most annoying thing ever. Yes, okay, these are the rules. I agree with you. You don't want drivers driving tired. We have to stop. And when we do stop, we have to pay for the privilege. I mean, I asked ages ago now, I'm sure I've mentioned it on my channel before now. I sent a tweet, a photo of the costs of paying to park to Josh, to Trucker Josh. And I asked him, you know, how much do you have to pay to park? Knowing the answer is nothing. And the response I got was brilliant. It was, we don't pay to park, it's our right to park. Yeah, exactly. You want us to have a break, you want us to be safe, not tired, and all the other bollocks. Let us park. Oh dear, it just drives me round the bleeding bend, it really does. It annoys me. And it's like, oh well, you know, now any infringement you have on your card, when you get stopped, you've got to pay a fine there and then. I got caught in an accident. I went over my time. Doesn't matter. You've got to pay a fine. But I took a print now. I did everything I'm supposed to. You've got to pay a fine because it's infringement. Do you want things being delivered in this country? I mean, seriously, straight up. Yeah, well, you can't drive. I wasn't driving bloody tired. I was on 4 hours 40 minutes of blatant driving time. That is not tired, alright? That is, I got cold. Well, we've got to find somewhere safe to pull over. There is no fucking place safe to pull over, you dumb prat. Sorry, it does annoy me. It's just, you can't win. You're in a situation now where you can't win. I was talking to a couple of drivers, and they said, "Oh, we don't really care, you know, because you get a few on there, and then you just write off to the DVLA and say you lost your tacho card and get a nice fresh one." I was like, you cheeky bastards. I see the point though. you got to worry for about 15 days or however long it takes them to send you a replacement, but well done. You know, they're not advocating driving for, you know, 16 hours a day or something stupid like that, but it's just the changes in the law. It's like, really? Seriously? Yeah, well, you've got an infringement. What about, you know, 15-minute leeway, the within 30 minutes of base, that kind of stuff? I mean, yeah, but anything in the last 20 days, we can fine you for it. It irritates me that just the way it's going. Yes, I know, before people start falling off their pogo sticks and having a go at me, yes, I know, if you've got genuine reasons, if you don't have a huge amount of them, chances are they're not going to take it any further. It's, you know, you're not doing it deliberately, it's fair enough, it was a whoops-a-daisy, whatever, but it's just the principle of it. Just you will get fined. Oh, sod off. Let us do the bloody job, alright? Kent's ban on trucks. Oh, don't like trucks, don't like trucks, don't like trucks. There's a route I use. You may have, well, you've definitely seen the route I use, but you may have seen a sign. And it's lorry watch, you know, with it's a community-made thing. It's not enforced by law. There is no weight limit, there is nothing there to enforce it. It's just the local community got fed up with trucks not going into the centre of Maidstone. Well, have you driven a truck in the centre of Maidstone during a peak period? You can easily go down the side, you know, the other roads that don't have weight limits on, don't have any enforced restrictions on, and get around it the way I go. And there's this little sign, you know, lorry watch, all this kind of stuff, picture of a lorry, cross through it, and it's like operators will be reported. To who? You know, if you want to stop lorries, get the council to put 7.5 tonne weight limits in there, except for access to the stores, obviously. But the thing is, where do you stop it? Because I go down these roads, fair enough, gonna weight limit that, gonna weight limit that, fine, do that. But I go down these roads, turn left at the end, follow it down, and there's a pickup point. Are you gonna weight limit all the way to there? Except for access. I need access. You know, Kent hates trucks, yet Kent is the Garden of England. You know, it's all these farms and we produce all this fruit and veg that the country survives on. And blah, blah, blah. Yes, well, it's got to be bloody picked up, hasn't it? I've got to go and collect it. Somebody in Cumbria isn't going to drive down to bleating Kent to go and buy some potatoes. Numbnuts. It just annoys me.
We don't like trucks here.
Well, get rid of all the farms then. Get rid of all the packing areas and the factories and the stuff we have to go to. I don't like driving down some of these roads. I have no bloody choice.
You're evil and bad and it's all that diesel you guys are pumping up.
Well, give us a realistic option then.
It's your fault.
Freaking hate it. There we go. It's been long enough and I haven't done a rant about it, and it was definitely on the books. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my break, go find out what they want me to do. I started at 11, 18:23 now. So definitely another, probably a delivery. I've got a rough guess what load I'm going to be taking and where to. Probably the same as last night. Obviously I can't tell you. Oh dear, well, I got sent back out again, so there you go. I got here, there it is, lovely. I got here, on dock, getting loaded. Looks like I'm going to have to follow a diversion back, so that's always fun. Hopefully I will be able to make it so that I've got 12 hours between my shifts. So I want to be a bit sharpish on this one. Because that way I can download this, put that onto charge. Forgot my words then. And everyone's a winner. So what I will do, I think, just got to send this, is end this now. See you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Oh, that way I can get all the cameras sorted out, put back in my bag, all organised, everyone's a winner. I can get back, dump the trailer, go back to the yard, diesel clean, done. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. As always, the links are below in the description to various bits and bobs. Take care.